Hey guys, so today I am going to do a I'm going to do a live that I find kind of devastating, and I know I have like an extremely like um I don't know, like the name of this is like I quit the NBA if this exists, if this situation with Kawhi is true, and I mean it. So go ahead and like the channel. I just want to check to see if I have video. Okay, I do. All right, so this Kawhi Leonard situation is devastating to me because I am an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, and this has nothing to do technically in the headlines with Oklahoma City, but it has everything to do with Oklahoma City because if Kawhi Leonard doesn't go to the Clippers, we keep Paul George. And I know all of you are saying, well, hey, y'all just won an NBA championship. You should be okay with it. I am not okay with it. I'm okay with the championship, by the way. I mean, I'm not okay with the situation if true. So let's get together and look into this situation. Please go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. And for those of you who are like, who is this girl talking about sports? I am a sports fanatic, but I'm at my wit's end. If you see on my channel, I'm starting to dabble in other topics because I just think the NBA is in a situation where I don't like it as much as I did anymore. And I'm looking for other things. But if this thing is true, I'm done. So the USA Today put together an article that talks about the different facts of the situation. So we're going to go over this USA Today article together and then talk about whether or not Kawhi Leonard is in a situation or not. I just want to throw allegedly all over this because this is brand new and I'm no legal expert, but this is the investigation. So, according to USA Today, the NBA is investigating allegations that the Los Angeles Clippers facilitated a 28 million no-show endorsement deal for Kawhi Leonard to circumvent the gap, the salary cap. What does this mean? In business terms, it basically means you had a limit on paper that every organization under the NBA is supposed to uh, adhere to for salary cap. You found another way to get some extra money without people seeing so that you could get what you want. Let's continue. So, next key point. If found guilty of violating the NBA's collective bargaining agreement, the Clippers could face penalties including millions in fines, forfeiture of draft picks, and the suspension of team personnel. All right? Translation. If we find out you did this, it's going to be problems. Continued. So the team was previously fined $250,000 in 2015 for offering an unauthorized business opportunity to a player, which could lead to more severe penalties for a second violation. Basically, yo, if you've done this again, we're gonna put this. I almost said we're gonna put the smackdown, but we're gonna do a bit more in penalties. So let's go back. Let's read some more and then continue. So NBA training camp are set to open later this month, but the bombshell news around the league centers around the Los Angeles Clippers and Kawhi Leonard. The league is investigating allegations that the Clippers facilitated a $28 million no-show endorsement deal for Leonard with a now bankrupt sustainability company called Aspiration, allegedly an effort to circumvent the NBA salary cap. The Clippers have adamantly denied the allegations. If the NBA, however, finds the franchise to have violated the provisions against the circumvention laid out in the collective bargaining agreement, the penalties could be massive. So this is basically saying in the collective bargaining agreement, they said that you can't do this. So if we found out that you did this, we gonna fight. Continued. Here's everything you need to know about it, about the surrounding Kawhi Leonard, about the allegations surrounding Kawhi Leonard, right? Um, let's continue. All right. Actually, we already went over those top points, so let's continue. I don't know how they laid this out, but the team issued a pair of statements Wednesday, which was yesterday, in response to the second statement was lengthier and called the notion that Ballmer used aspiration to funnel money to Leonard absurd. The statement also attacked aspirations for fraudulent activity, alleged market manipulation that defrauded not only Steve, but numerous other investors in sports team investments. Aha. So basically what they're saying is everybody's mad at aspiration. Everyone involved with aspiration noticed some kind of fraudulent things going, and it's not Steve's pushing the agenda or pushing this move to provide fraudulent funds to Kawhi, but aspiration was doing their own stuff, and they defrauded everybody, including the NBA, in indirectly, allegedly. So let's continue. The team also distanced itself from Leonard's relationship with aspiration. Ooh, there's nothing unusual or untoward about the team sponsors doing endorsement deals with players and the same team. The second statement reads, neither Steve nor the Clippers organization had any oversight of Kawhi's independent endorsement agreement with aspiration. To say otherwise is flat out wrong. Oh. The Clippers said they would cooperate with the NBA investigation and added that it would cooperate with law enforcement in its investigation into aspirations' blatantly fraudulent activities. So basically, the Clippers have said they have no relations with aspiration. They said Steve Ballmer has no aspirations with with aspiration, and that all of this was independent, an independent deal with Kawhi. So that to me is a very telling statement, because it's basically, if I'm not mistaken, this is putting Kawhi by himself to figure out what he's going to do, or investigate the situation or navigate the situation with the NBA. And the team, to me, based off of this article, is distancing themselves from that situation. Now, whether or not on the underside it's different, because we know how business works. That's, neither here nor there. But like on top, towards us, PR wise, they're separating themselves from Kawhi Leonard and his deal with aspiration, who is now defunct. So again, in my title, I said that I quit the NBA, and I know that it sounds like a very emotional thing to say, and this thing should not make anybody want to quit the sport that they love or quit watching the sport that they love. But this to me would push over the limit, because as I mentioned earlier, I'm an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, and we had a great run with Paul George on our team, and I believe, if we're not mistaken, Paul George had one of the best performances of his career production wise when he was with Oklahoma City. I've always thought the greed side came from Paul George. I couldn't understand why he would leave Oklahoma City. I thought that not only his relationship with Russell Westbrook was great, but he saw the way that he produced with Russell Westbrook. Now, Kawhi Leonard is a superstar, and I get it, and playing alongside with a superstar is fantastic. But the questionable thing for me in that situation was, why would you play with the player that has the same position as you? Because Paul George and Kawhi Leonard play the same position, and he left to go play with Kawhi Leonard, who has your position. Now, later, I'll put it in an angry way because I'm still angry about the situation. The Clippers discard of Paul George, right? And now he's in the Sixers, which I don't know if that's a better situation, but if Kawhi Leonard never goes to the Clippers, Paul George never leaves Oklahoma City. I'll say it again. If Kawhi Leonard never gets to the Clippers, Paul George never goes to Oklahoma City. And damn it, right? If they, the Clippers and Steve Ballmer have nothing to do with this, great, because I don't want them to have anything to do with it, nor that I'm going to sit down and try to come up with some conspiracy theory on how they could be doing this or covering this up. But if this actually happened, I feel like I'm at my wit's end with this sport. Things would be a lot different. I don't know if we would have an NBA championship, and I'm not trying to be ungrateful, but this, if this is true, this backdoor situation to make sure Kawhi's pockets are filled and actually maybe played a part in him finalizing the deal to come to the end, the Clippers, is my problem. So I'm going to let the people, the journalists, dig into this. I'm not going to come up with any conspiracy theories or anything like that, because that's none of my business. But I really hope that this is not true. I really hope that it's just a misunderstanding. I really hope that, like, when the NBA finishes their investigation, they say they find nothing, because if this is true, a lot of people are going to be in trouble. Not just the Clippers, but they're going to end up auditing everybody. And if there's anything else that's going like this direction with any other player, any other team right now, there's going to be a situation. Maybe I don't quit the NBA because of this, but I don't know how to verbalize how down I am about this situation. Business is business, and I know people make deals, but maybe because Russell Westbrook had to leave Oklahoma City eventually because Paul George left to go play with Kawhi. Maybe that's why I'm so mad. Anyway, let me know what you think. I will not be letting you know what I think further until the NBA finishes their investigation. But like I said, I hope that this isn't true, because if it is, it's a lot.